Morning Geta. Greetings to everyone from Houston, Texas. It's a genuine pleasure to be invited here today to share more on the topic of Papua New Guinea's LNG project climate. My only regret is that I'm unable to join you on Zoom given time zone challenges. Having returned earlier this year to ExxonMobil PNG, now as Managing Director, I'm both proud and humbled to share my excitement about the future in the country and the prospects for economic growth in PNG. Over the last several years, I've watched the PNG LNG project from afar and have been amazed, not only at what's been achieved, but how it was achieved, through collaboration and shared vision with the state and provincial governments and the communities within which we work. Together, we are helping build the bright future that all Papua New Guineans deserve. It's hard to name all of the highlights, but providing over 10 billion kina in revenue to the state since production began, building a strong Papua New Guinean workforce, developing local supplies, including landowner companies, and supporting our communities all reflect the fantastic effort of our partnership together. These are truly amazing achievements. Before moving on to an update about our operations, I want to acknowledge the difficulties that COVID-19 has created over the last 18 months. Like most other areas of the economy and society, the impacts of the pandemic on the global LNG market have been significant. However, our focus remains to work closely with the National Control Centre and adapt our processes and protocols to keep our staff safe and ensure operational reliability. At ExxonMobil, safety is paramount. It's a core value for us that comes above all others. Ensuring we are providing a safe work environment will always be our highest priority. We fully support the government's efforts to address COVID-19 challenges and encourage everyone to get vaccinated as soon as possible. In parallel, we're prioritising implementation of our own workforce vaccination program. As you've likely seen, Justin Molam says, get vaccinated. It's time to focus on family, for you, for me, and for PNG. From day one, the PNG LNG workforce took a leadership role, both on-site and in surrounding communities, in response to preventing the spread of COVID-19. And I'm incredibly proud to share that over 92% of our staff in our operating facilities have chosen to get vaccinated, not only to protect themselves, but their fellow Wanwaks, their family, and their communities. This dedication from our workforce has sustained the continuity of our business operations to ensure critical revenues for the country continue. Since the start of the pandemic, ExxonMobil has supported the PNG government's response efforts, including the donation of medical equipment to the National Department of Health to establish an infectious disease isolation facility at the Port Moresby General Hospital. In 2021, further support is underway, with the PNG LNG project providing some 4 million kina of equipment and supplies to support key health and response-related infrastructure in the Hela Province, Central Province and the National Capital District. Recently, we donated 10 vehicles to the National Control Centre to help its team effectively move around, conduct contact tracing, sample collections, community education and equipment deliveries. Despite ongoing challenges presented by the pandemic, the PNG LNG project continues its stellar performance. This is truly an exciting time for ExxonMobil and Papua New Guinea as we demonstrate what can be achieved together through partnership. Now in its 7th year of production, the project has loaded over 750 LNG cargoes for delivery to customers in China, Taiwan and Japan. Our facilities continue to perform at levels well above expectation. 2020 was a record-breaking year where we not only recorded our highest LNG production levels to date of more than 8 million tonnes, but we also achieved our best ever safety performance since operations began in 2014. This has continued into 2021 with August the best month of production on record, and we have again improved on safety. Last year, the LNG plant recorded 7 years without a lost time injury. That's an incredible 13 million hours worked without a significant injury. Across all of our sites, we are maintaining our industry-leading workplace safety culture and continue to see a decline in injury rates. This is due to our focus on workplace competency and field leadership. 11 process safety scenario workshops were held last year to review and assess the potential for major hazards in our facilities. The aim was to confirm critical safeguards that protect our workforce, assets and community surrounding our operations. In addition to personal safety, we pride ourselves on our mission to mitigate environmental impacts associated with production activities, while also preserving the unique biodiversity values of Papua New Guinea. During 2020, the most recent biennial biodiversity monitoring survey was analysed. In this study, 37 known species of frog were monitored at the Hydes Ridge and the Angore Range near Morrow, of which 15 were previously undocumented in PNG records. PNG LNG facilities also reported no water or air-related incidents last year. Flaring emissions were at their lowest levels ever since the start of production, thanks to both the LNG plant and Hydes gas conditioning plant maintaining high reliability that delivered operational efficiencies. You've heard us say before, we believe Papua New Guinea's greatest asset, however, is its people. Our approach to workforce development involves creating local jobs and training Papua New Guineans to support capacity building that benefits the country as well as ExxonMobil. Today, over 2,500 Papua New Guineans work across our operations, making up 91% of our total workforce, with more than 77 holding leadership positions in the organisation. In September 2020, the project recorded our first shift that was fully managed and operated by qualified Papua New Guineans, a testament to the long-standing focus we've placed on capacity building and career enablement for the local workforce. The importance of workforce development for the future of PNG LNG and the nation's economy is clear. The revenue the PNG LNG project generates for the state, local businesses and broader support for economic development continues to be significant. We believe one of the greatest multiplier effects of this revenue is facilitating the organic growth amongst businesses that not only improve livelihoods but raise standards of living. The construction of PNG LNG laid the foundations for long-term partnerships with local businesses, including landowner companies, across all the different project areas. These partnerships remain essential to our ongoing success. We share the government's goal of building the capacity of local suppliers and small to medium-sized enterprises. Our efforts in this space continue to feature prominently across all aspects of the PNG LNG project. This includes working with 15 different landowner companies throughout 2020, as well as almost 200 local businesses. In addition to channeling investment through these organisations, we work closely with local businesses to deliver training and upskilling opportunities around PNG LNG operations. When faced with challenges, we work together to find solutions. Following the 2018 earthquake and now in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have doubled down our efforts to support our suppliers' transformation into highly capable and competitive businesses that are able to win new opportunities across multiple sectors. Back in 2012, following an introduction from our long-term partner, the IBBM Enterprise Centre, the project partnered with brothers Francis and Patrick Kanuma, who founded NARA's Engineering Limited, a business that specialises in equipment inspection and non-destructive testing services. Through our support and guidance, NARA's has not only scaled up their business, but they've been able to use ExxonMobil's reputation to win contracts with international clients. Today, NARA's plays a key role in the ongoing operations of the PNG LNG project, as well as providing their services to companies across the mining and oil and gas industries. Francis and Patrick are just one example of the multiplier effect that ExxonMobil PNG's investments are having. We're committed to passing on our global values and standards to help create a strong foundation for businesses to expand and flourish. Over the past decade, together we have changed lives and created long-lasting benefits for this great country. While we have come a long way, our continued partnerships with the government, industry and the communities in which we operate will help us move forward to deliver value for all Papua New Guineans. We believe that one of the greatest multiplier effects for enhancing livelihoods in PNG lies in the thoughtful and considered expansion of resource projects, something we pride ourselves on at ExxonMobil. A vibrant, high quality and competitive business landscape is one of the keys that will enable PNG to achieve its vision of a diversified and resilient economy. Expanding infrastructure for upcoming projects will not only unlock employment for Papua New Guineans, but create new commercial opportunities to drive and deliver long-term and sustainable economic returns to PNG and its people. As we look to the future, growth of the LNG industry could influence across sectors and enable us to increase the supply of gas-fired electricity to PNG. Our focus on domestic gas, including direct power to market, now sees PNG LNG supplying approximately 65% of Port Moresby's power demand, and shortly more will be available when the Dirio gas plant begins operations. We remain committed to supporting other power generation opportunities, including those in the Hela province. Imagine what reliable, lower cost power supply would mean for Hela. However, in order to supply gas needed for future domestic power generation and maintain capacity for existing demand, additional gas reserves will be required. Just last month, Parliament passed the Oil and Gas Papua LNG Project Amendment Bill to allow TotalEnergies to begin with the pre-FEED and FEED process. This move will allow TotalEnergies and our team at ExxonMobil to determine the technical work needed for the Papua trains that will process LNG within our existing production site. This is an exciting move towards maximising the associated benefits for recognised landowners, the community surrounding the Papua project, and revenue flowing back to the state. We also commend the government for recommencing negotiations for the development of the PNG gas project. Not only will this project deliver direct stakeholder benefits, but it will continue to drive investment and development across the Western Province and the country. The intent to develop the PNG field helps demonstrate the encouraging growth opportunities in Papua New Guinea. Together with our joint venture partners, we look forward to working closely with the PNG government and the landowners to progress the field development proposal and secure the licences needed to develop this important resource. PNG, along with Papua LNG, are at the country's doorstep. With some foresight and collaboration amongst all stakeholders, these projects can be done at reduced costs by enabling more work to be done by Papua New Guineans for Papua New Guinea, sustained for the long term. As we consider our forward plan, key to future investment is fiscal stability. To sustain long-term exploration and expansion programs and to help PNG's resource sector realise its full potential, the government and investors must have a balanced partnership that provides value for the state and landowners. At the same time, it needs to allow fair returns for investors to attract international capital and financing. Having a clear line of sight on fiscal certainty, as well as stability from the point of exploration throughout the life of the project, are critical enablers for continued investment in our sector. We are committed to PNG for the long term. We have faced many challenges together, but we remain resolute in delivering returns for Papua New Guineans and all stakeholders. The benefits of PNG LNG will continue to positively impact the country's economy for decades to come. But to grow, we must share a common purpose and partnership on new initiatives and projects. Only by working together can we strengthen the PNG economy and improve standards of living for our project area communities and all Papua New Guineans. Thank you for your time.